So we have a triangular region bordered by 3 lines. We have y equals 3, that's this one. We have x equals -6, that's this one. And y equals cx plus d, which is obviously the third one. And one vertex of this region is -6 and 0. Well, it doesn't take a rocket surgeon to realize that's this one down here. And we can also tell that since this line is y equals 3, and this is x equals -6, this one here is -6, 3. And so in order to figure out the perimeter of the region, basically we need to find out what this third point here is, because then we will be able to use the Pythagorean theorem to find the hypotenuse of the triangle and then the difference in the y values between these 2 points and the distance in the x values between these 2 points to figure out what the perimeter is. So really we need that one point. And furthermore, we can get there if we find any second point along the line y equals cx plus d. The reason why we only need any second point is we already have a first point. This line -6, 0, -6, 0 is 1 point on that line. And so with a second one, then we can figure out the slope of the line. And once we have the slope, we have only a single variable to solve for, namely the y-intercept. So let's take a look at those statements. Statement 1 tells us that d equals 5. So that tells us that the equation of the line is y equals cx plus 5. So here we have a single variable with an equation, because remember we have 1 point on the line, so we would just plug in those numbers. The y value, which is 0, equals c times x, which was -6, plus 5. And so from there we could solve for c, and then we have the slope. So this statement is sufficient. And we can cross off b, c, and e. Statement 2 gives us c equals 5/6. We do the same thing. We have that same equation. We plug in the same points. We would get 0 equals 5/6 of -6 plus d, again, because we don't know what d is with just statement 2. But again, one variable and the rest of it's just math stuff. So we can solve for d, and from there find out that third point. So that statement 2 is also sufficient. Either one on its own is sufficient to answer the question.